I just had 3 cups of coffee, so I am ready to go, folks. If I do this, it looks like I have no eyeballs, and I kind of like it because it's like, oh, teacher can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, I can. Okay, let me actually do the real intro. Hey, folks, welcome back to another episode of the Choecast. I am your beloved English teacher, mowing the lawn. I guarantee, I swear to God, there is somebody who must stand outside my window and they peek in and they go, oh, she's recording. Hurry, get all the stuff out. Everybody, blow your lawns. Children, start screaming. And the kids are outside going, yes. Anyway, wow. It's May 15th. Can you believe it? I cannot. The English teachers just had a meeting and our boss just said, oh yeah, June's in 2 weeks. And we all went, what? June is 2 weeks away. Unbelievable. Today's going to be a fun topic. All my topics are fun because I choose the stuff that I want to talk about. Duh. Well, today's line of rambling and questioning is going to be about I hate blank. Because I really want some of you to kind of take a moment of self-awareness and to consider how often do you say during a day, I hate this, I hate that person, I hate this situation, I hate this object, I hate this celebrity. Celebrities are people though, so that's a whole other thing. It's this idea of why do we hate things? I feel like we overuse the word hate and we use it more than we should be, and I think that's something that we should be aware of. I guess this idea is that I very often say I hate, and sometimes I really have to stop and go, do I really hate it, or do I just not like it, or is it a small inconvenience to me? Because if there's levels of like and dislike, I feel like hatred should be at the very bottom. If love is all the way at the top, then hatred should be like hell at the bottom, right? But I feel like even for something really small, we say, oh, I hate that, or I hate this person, and it really kind of begs the question, why do you hate them? Do you really actually hate them? And then the question is, if you hate someone or something, what should you then do about it? So I'll give you an example of this. I think this is a very easy topic to pick because celebrities we know about them, but they don't know about us, so it's easy to talk about them. So I hear a lot of people say, oh, I hate the Kardashians. Do you actually hate them, or do you just dislike them? Or do you not like what they represent? Because if you hate them, you want them to die, like you want them to burn in hell. But is that necessarily true? Do you even know enough about them to hate them? Well, I hate the fact that they're so shallow. Okay? Does that really mean that person's earned your hatred? It's kind of something to consider. Oh, I hate the fact that they're so rich. So you don't hate them, you're envious. And because you're envious, you're saying that you hate them. Oh, I hate that she's so fake and she had all that plastic surgery. Does her getting plastic surgery affect your body or your standing in any way, shape, or form? This kind of connects back to last week I was talking about. Mind your own business. Why do you hate that person? Why do you hate that celebrity? And then sometimes people go, oh, I hate the celebrity because they had an affair and they cheated. Okay, well, you're entitled to that opinion, but do you really hate them, or do you dislike what they did? Do you hate that person? And, celebrities, with love and hatred of celebrities, if you love someone, you stand them, you do it from a distance. And if you hate someone, you do it from a distance. And it's sort of, I don't want to say it's inconsequential, but there isn't really much effect that you can have on that person's life by loving or hating them, I feel like, barring any kind of drastic like social media harassment, which, by the way, if you don't like a celebrity, don't hate spam at them and don't send them like threats and curse about them online. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you don't know that person. Just stop. Do something better with your life. Go clean your room or something like that. I feel like that's a very safe thing to talk about because, again, celebrities, they don't know us. They're not really impacted by us, whatever, whether you like them or not. But we also take the same stance with actual people in our lives that we know or are, in contact with. And we make decisions like, oh, I hate that girl. I hate that kid. Why do you hate them? Oh, well, she seems really fake. And then you start to act on that hatred, and like you really have to think, why do you hate that person so much? Is it just that they actually did something and you have a history and you guys have beef and that's why you don't like each other? Or are you just one-sidedly deciding that I hate this person, I'm going to attack them now? Because you have to consider they might not even know why you have an issue with them. And then you're acting in a certain way towards them. And they're going to be sitting there like, what did I do? Is there something wrong with me? It's something that could potentially be kind of harmful or even scary to someone. So when I was growing up, I would say a lot, oh, I hate that person. I hate that person. I hate that person. She's so stupid. She's so shallow. When I actually got to know those people, yeah, they were stupid. I was right. They were stupid, but they weren't actually bad people. And okay, they were shallow, but that didn't hurt me in any way. They were just shallow in their own lives. And, if I did talk to those people, usually it's because, we got put together in a group for a project or something, and they'd be shallow and dumb, but they would do their part and the grade would be fine because I would bring up the grade. So I really have this moment where when I went to high school, I really thought I hate 98% of the people in this building. I hate them. I didn't hate them. I just was unhappy in my own life. And I decided because I'm not happy, I hate everybody. It's kind of like, if I can't be happy, none of you should be happy. I do say kind of as a joke, I hate people. I do hate people. I hate how when people, as a generalization, people can be really selfish. I hate how they can be ignorant. I hate how people, when they get into a group, they can end up as this mob mentality that attacks people and cancel people online for, a shitty tweet that they made 20 years ago. Hatred takes a lot of energy emotionally. When you choose to hate somebody, you're investing hatred into them. If you really genuinely don't like someone and you don't support them, why would you invest all that time and energy into hating them? That's giving them more attention when you just said, I dislike what that person stands for. Then why are you spending all this time tweeting about them and writing all these angry blog posts and writing in your group chat, oh, I hate this person, I hate that person? You're spending a lot of time and energy on someone that you claim to not want to be associated with. Something to think about. When you emotionally invest, try to invest in the positive. I'll tell you this because when you love people and you care for them, I don't necessarily mean romantically. When you love your friends or your family, I know we don't all necessarily always love our families all the time. Sometimes you don't love your family, period. That's every situation's different. Every person is different. But as a generality, when you love people and you invest in those relationships, they generally don't make you tired. I get up in the morning earlier than my mom does. In the morning, my mom, before she does anything, she drinks hot water with lemon in it because it's for her stomach. In the morning, I get up, I eat my breakfast, and I do my thing. And then some days I go, hey, mom's going to be up in a little bit. Why not put the tea kettle on the stove, leave her cup out, and leave a spoon out for her so that she doesn't have to get it herself? That takes a little bit of extra time, like a minute, but I don't feel tired. I'm not annoyed by it because I'm doing something. I'm investing in someone that I love and showing them in a little way that I care. Versus if I think about all the people that have screwed me over and hurt me in the past and I sit there stewing on it, I get so tired and so angry and it works me up and it takes away the time and energy that I could have been investing in people that I actually care about and like. That person, if you're going to sit there hating on them in your heart and in your mind, they don't know at all what's going on. They have no idea. So that's wasted energy that you've just kind of thrown out into the universe and you will never get that time or energy back again. It's sort of pointless. Now, let's say that you kind of go through the mental checklist. Who is this person to me? Why do I hate them? Is it a legitimate reason to hate them? Let's say you go through the list and you say, okay, I still genuinely hate them. I can't stand them. Even if it's for something small, miss, I can't help it. I just really hate them. Does that give you the right to then go around harassing them, talking shit about them, making fun of them, getting your friends to get in on it and hate on them too? Are you serious? Look, you're not going to like everybody that you meet in the world. Well, it doesn't apply anymore because I'm not really going to work anymore. But in my everyday life before all of this kind of stay-at-home stuff happened, I don't like every single person that I see when I walk into the school building. It's just because personalities don't always mesh. Sometimes that person has said some messed up shit in front of me and I'm like, okay, you're off my list. But I don't actively go into their face and say, I hate you and I hope you die. That's horrible. Why would I let that person know that? Because maybe they said something that was offensive to me, but they didn't mean it that way. But because they said that, I'm like, no, you and I are not cool anymore, I'm not going to go up to them and say every day, hey, I hate you. Why? Makes things uncomfortable for everybody. If they did it on purpose to be a jerk to me, then that's a different story. But generally, when people offend you, it's because they weren't thinking about what they were saying. So they probably don't even remember the comment or whatever they did in passing to have offended me like that. And for me to then accuse them, 2 years ago you said this thing in front of me and now I don't like you anymore. They don't remember. They might be sorry about it, but I'm not going to go back and like take them into the time machine to relive their shame because I need them to acknowledge that I don't care. If I decide that I don't like someone, I don't like them, and I keep it to myself because that's what you do. It's not an adult thing. This is just a maturity thing. You don't like someone, you don't need to announce it to the world. I'm sorry. There are billions and billions of other people around, and your feelings are important. Your thoughts matter, but you also have to be considerate of the fact that there are other people around you whose thoughts and feelings are just as important as yours. Don't go around with a megaphone screaming, I hate you, I hate this person, because also you can't take back words that you put out into the universe. You can change your opinion about people. You are 100% allowed to. People are like, oh, well, you're so wishy washy. You hear this one thing and you change your opinion. That's what learning is. You think one thing and then you learn new information and then you might decide, oh, I changed my mind. You are allowed to do that. That's what being alive is about. So, what if you hated this person and then you learn something new about them and then you realize, oh, I don't really I guess we're okay now. If you already announced I hate you and I hope you die, you can't really take that back. And even if you say later on, oh well, no, I don't hate you anymore, you already kind of put out the hate into the universe, my friend. It's not. You can't undo that. You can't hit Control Z on that relationship and then act like nothing happened there. Sometimes people really genuinely are shitty, and it could be because they're going through something and they need to learn how to not be as shitty anymore. Maybe once they learn that lesson, they actually turn out to be a decent human being. Just gotta wait. It's like it's like putting cookies in the oven. You take the cookies out before they're ready. No one's gonna be happy. But you wait the right amount of time, and when they're ready, that's a delicious cookie, golden brown. Everyone's happy. So don't judge people and say you're not up to my standards. I hate you. It's just not worth it. I think one of the biggest things that I learned as someone in my 20s is that it's more important to invest in the relationships that matter than to be concerned about everybody else in the world. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense. Let's say I have 60 more years of my life left on the timelines. I drink too much coffee. I eat a lot of fried food. I don't know. Hopefully 60 plus. Who knows? In those remaining 60 years that I have left, I would rather spend those 60 years thinking about my students who I care about, who I love, thinking about my friends, thinking about my family, thinking about the community and the people that I care about. I feel like that is so much better spent than for me to waste those 60 years being angry about I hate this person, I hate that person, they hurt my feelings, they did me dirty. Like, it's just not worth it if you think about it. And I'm not saying this on my high horse, like, oh, I don't hate or I'm not angry at people anymore. Do you know me? I am a very angry person and I hold a lot of grudges. I'm slowly learning to let go a lot of those things just because they're not healthy. They don't make me happier. They don't make me a better person. If anything, they just make me miserable. And then since I'm miserable, it's harder for me to invest in the relationships I do care about because it's very hard to spend time with someone who's miserable. And then any new relationships that I could be building with other people are sort of wasted because who's going to want to get to know somebody who's so angry and holds all this hatred? It's just not a good look. It's not. It's not really worth it. You are entitled to how you feel, but be careful about how you choose to act on those feelings. Make sure that you don't do something that can't be undone, and make sure that you're not redirecting some kind of issue that you have onto someone. I see a lot of times that people will hate other people or have issues with them. And if you really sit down and talk with them, turns out that it wasn't an issue with that person. It was something else that was going on. And maybe you took it out on them. I'll give you an example. There was a student that I had, and she really hated this one girl that was in class with her. She despised her. She would go behind her back to talk about her to me, and I'm like, look, I'm your teacher. You can't really do that. I have to be fair. She was just really angry with this person and would talk a lot of trash about them. And I know that she and her friends would also kind of have issues with this other girl. And then I kind of dug down into the roots of it, and I found out that they used to be best friends in middle school, and then they had a falling out. So it wasn't that she hated that girl, it was that they had a prior issue that never got resolved, and this girl was feeling really hurt by the fact that that friendship ended that way. And so she said, I hate her. I hate her. You don't hate her. You miss her. You had a misunderstanding with her. You regret, but you don't actually hate her. I really wish that I could have been able to tell her this 4 years ago and say, hey, you need to sit down and have a heart to heart with this girl, because who knows, maybe things could have been resolved better. But I also wasn't at the point in my life where I can say that and say, hey, your hatred is misdirected, because I'm always growing too. You never stop growing. Doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. The moment that you decide that I'm done growing, that I'm done learning new things, you're screwed. You need to keep an open mind at all points. So, yeah, don't hate. It's not worth it. Don't bother. If someone really bugs you, tell them to get out of your face. I mean, come on. Because usually, if you really do some self searching, some self reflection and soul searching, 90% of the time, I'd say, if you hate someone, the issue is probably with you and not with the other person. That being said, am I going to stop hating the people that I hate? I am trying every single day. And a lot of the people that I thought I hated, turns out I really don't. I just had other kinds of issues. And I'm working through those. But I no longer go around talking about, I hate this person, I hate that person. I'm in the process of trying to stop blaming people for stuff that happened in the past, because even if it was their fault, it's in the past. I'm just generally a lot less miserable now that I started doing that. And it's helped my other relationships with my friends and family too, because man, who wants to sit around listening to me rant about how much I hate people? It's no fun. They're not even getting paid to be my therapist, so definitely not fair. Anyway, just some food for thought, something to consider. Obviously, I'm not trying to dismantle your whole way of living. I'm not telling you to go and try to make amends with all these people in your life. No, no. Man, forgiveness is a long process. It takes a lot of time. If you have old emotions that have been there with you for a long time, it's very difficult to change them overnight. So it's just something to start thinking about. Maybe you need to start changing the way that you act towards certain people. Maybe you need to start to think about changing the way that you start to think. It baby steps. You go at the pace that's right for you. This is one more thing that you can do right now to make every day a little bit less difficult, I honestly believe. Anyway, that's all from me. My coffee is wearing off, and I need to go and stretch my legs because I feel myself cramping. I know I say this every week, but I hope everyone's doing well. I miss you, even the ones that pissed me off and drove me insane. I miss you too. If you're thinking, oh, Miss doesn't miss me, yeah, I miss you too. I hope you guys are finding ways to cope with an impossible situation. But just know that if you are trying, you're doing okay. Even if you're like, oh, Miss, I'm struggling, I'm not doing so well, I'm falling behind on stuff. Fool, are you trying? You're doing okay. You're going to be fine. So I'm going to end things here. I will see you guys on Friday, I guess.